Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Park and Recreation Advisory Committee meeting. Today is January 27th, 2025. We do have a quorum, and I call this meeting to order. Our first order of business is to approve the minutes from the last meeting. I need a motion and a second.
I'll make a motion.
A second.
Motion for Mr. Chuck and a second for Miss Mary Jane. All in favor, say aye. Motion passes. So we'll jump right into it with this upcoming event. I hope it's as big as it has been the last couple of years. Miss Kathy, tell us about the father-daughter dance.
Father-daughter dance is this Saturday from 2 to 4 at Vergne Middle School in the gymnasium. It's got an Aladdin Arabian Nights theme. We've got the photo booth, snacks, and dancing. We did advertise it through the school. They have a digital website now for the students. So it went digital to email to the parents, correct? So it sends them a link, and then they can see the image and the information. So hopefully it will be as big as the last couple of years.
To all the schools or certain schools?
Certain schools. I can pick the schools that support Laverne students.
Okay. And there's no age limit?
Correct. Everybody is welcome. No age limit. Everybody. Sons, daughters, grandparents, parents, everybody is welcome. And no fee. It is free to attend.
Is the Mermaids going to make it this year?
They are not going to make it this year, no. Nope.
Those are a big hit.
So how does that work? Just show, is it admission at the door for, I decide to bring my daughter. Come on, let's go up here.
No, there's no charge.
No
Just
charge,
go in
no
and just-
pre-registration. It is just show up and enjoy yourself. Walk-ins welcome.
From 2 to 4.
From 2 to 4, correct.
That's something for it.
Kevin, your daughter, well, your granddaughters too, would really enjoy this. And correct me if I'm wrong, Kathy, this is the one time a year that you can dress up.
It is, yeah.
Dress to the nines.
You can. It's so cute because the little girls dress
Yeah,
up and the
the little
dads
girl.
dress up.
Yeah.
So we'll have a really nice photo booth that Bobby's making for us. So
Yeah, it's always a big fun time. I wish I had a little granddaughter to bring. And you got several, so
I got 2. Got a grandson on the way.
bring him too. Yeah, just and I'll bring you up to date on this. The father-daughter dance at one time, we had some people on the board that felt like it shouldn't be called father-daughter, that it should be called, I don't remember what we
Winter
used to
formal.
call it.
Yeah.
What was it?
winter formal.
Winter formal.
Yeah.
And you couldn't, 10 people showed up. So go back to the father-daughter dance and just put it out there that anybody, and I think I put it on Facebook, anybody and everybody. Just, Any questions about that? And it won't be long. We'll be doing the Easter drive again. Is that you, David?
That is Kathy. Most of
That
this
is
stuff on here is Kathy.
I was trying to make you feel important.
That's all right. Hey, I don't mind them taking the lead. I'm good in the back row.
So the Easter drive-through is going to be Saturday, April 12th. It starts at 10 a.m. While supplies last. Otherwise, it is 10 to 11:30. It will be like the previous years where you funnel into the main entrance at the park and we'll funnel you out through the back at the condos. We are going to invite other city departments to participate as well. So it's a fun time. It's been a great turnout every year. So
We have this same conversation every year. It's organized. Every child, every parent, every grandparent is treated the same. It can be a little bit frustrating because of the traffic line. So anybody that's watching at home, or if any of y'all want to put it out there, get there early.
last year the guys filtered the cars through the front parking lot pretty good to where we could keep most of the traffic off of that main road. So at least get them into the park, and I think that went well. And we do
did
have
go
the,
well.
It did
and we
go
have the golden eggs, so there are still prize opportunities with a drive-through.
And we got the Easter Bunny coming.
We do.
Any questions? Law, they done got us down here. We're gonna talk about the Fall Festival already.
All right, Fall Festival. We wanted to discuss the music element of the event.
So, trying to get y'all's opinion on this, because that's why you guys are here. The last several years, we've tried to expand, and you guys know 5 or 6 years ago, we started bringing in some higher named acts or some acts that cost us a little more money. We brought in Resurrection. They were here 1 year. Then the Eagle Maniacs came the next year, and then Resurrection came back. Prince came 1 year, Prince Tribute Band. And as a department, we don't feel like we're getting a return on our investment. As much money as we are tying up into that, we don't think the crowd's coming out to see it. So our question is, do we want to continue to move forward and explore something like that? And we have some figures that we can share with you guys. Or we feel like we are getting as much play out of some radio stations and a DJ being there as we are a band on the football field or a band relocated somewhere. So that's kind of, we wanted to open that up to kind of get a little feedback. I know several of y'all have attended, and you've seen our attendance on that. So we don't know if we're throwing good money after bad, because we're having the audio tied up, we're having to rent a stage trailer, having to secure the bands. And if it's somebody that's not local, then we do have to go through the contract process. Even with our local bands, we're getting a little, they have a recognition, so they bring some people in, but is it worth still the rental on the audio and the stage trailer for what crowd we're bringing in? And we have tried it everywhere. We've tried it on the baseball field. We've tried it in the front parking lot. We've tried it in the front grass up there by the tennis courts. We have tried it, did I say football field? It's on football field. So we don't have a good answer for it. So that's kind of what we wanted to bring to you guys. Is that something, is anybody going to be heartbroken if we go away from the live music but provide a DJ or a couple radio stations?
But now, okay, along with this, we're going to have the parade.
The parade will still, everything else will still take place that day.
Okay,
It's just that,
just
I mean,
inside
we
the
can
park.
still explore the live music. We just feel like with the amount of funds that we're getting tied up in there, can we offer something better and do away from the live music? Or I'd say we are probably at an average every year we're spending $15,000 on stage trailer, audio, securing music acts. And then if we get a bigger name in here, I want to say several years ago, the Prince and those type tribute bands were probably anywhere from $7,500 to
Prince was 9,000.
Prince was 9,000. The others were $5,500 to $7,000. So, and you know, along with that goes to bring those people in here. You have to have the stage trailer here, and you have to have the audio on site. So, we just want to throw that out there.
What did you mean by radio stations? To see if, like, a radio station want to come out here and host it?
Not hosted, like, the Buzz FM has come out a couple times, Jack FM has come out, and they'll play music during the event, and they also do giveaways, and they interact with the public.
Yeah.
So
I
you get the
think-
music aspect, plus you get interaction.
Since there's not that many people, that would probably be the best way to do it with the DJ, and then they can play all different types of music. and-
We had a DJ at the block party, and not many people visit the DJ. We get more response with the radio station and the giveaways. than
Well,
with
that's
the
what I
DJ.
meant, the radio
Oh, okay.
station was it, because that's what they go, well.
Right, okay.
Yeah, the radio personalities, DJ, come down
Mm-hmm.
and that would be better than the live, 'cause like I said, that would be too costly. I
Right.
mean, in this way, like I said, they can play all the music everybody
Well,
likes.
And with the radio stations, you buy a package and they advertise for you. So it's not just them coming, they actually advertise our event on the radio.
Yeah, that's what I was fixing to ask.
So it's part of a package deal. So,
I think that might be the way to go.
yeah, I mean, last
Well,
year,
I
We don't
mean,
know what to do because we've explored every avenue, and this goes back 8 or 9 years ago to when we brought the Willis Clan in. I don't know if you guys remember, the Willis Clan had a reality TV show. There was like 11, 12, 13 of them in the family. We thought, all right, this is going to blow it out of the water. We might have had 100 people at the most there. And what that cost to us was, their figure was considerably higher than the $14,000. So,
it seems like it's a part of advertising that we having a problem with.
I don't know if it's advertising because even the Willis Clan pushed it out on their own stuff, and they had the reality TV show. So they were, I mean, at the time, they were pretty well known. It's just getting people to come here and listen to it. And, you know, Resurrection is a Journey tribute band. They're huge. They draw, you could probably look them up, and they draw thousands everywhere they go. And we had a clicker, and we probably had 125 people there. And if somebody drove down the road and they even looked at the football field, we were counting. I don't have a good answer. That's kind of like we brought it to you guys, because we go over it all the time. What's the winning combination here?
Well, could we move it somewhere else, closer to the road, or?
Well,
The
we
music-
have moved it. You know, it's been in the front parking lot in
Yeah.
the middle of everybody.
Right.
Several years ago, we had an outside rep come in, and he kind of did all of the music for us, and he secured the acts. And that was in the front field, and it's still, in the middle of the day, there was one person on the bleachers listening to it. So, yeah, we don't know what the answer is.
We have a good crowd at the food court. So last year we put them in the food court and still didn't get any foot traffic over on the music side.
I'd say radio station's the way to go.
I think, and I'll try to be as non-partisan as I can, but I think with Laverne being so diverse that any kind of music you bring is going to be a hit and miss because if you had a band that came in that played majority Hispanic music, I think that would be huge because that's just the way our community is. I don't know that you could bring in, it's like I put a question out on Facebook the other day, name me one restaurant, just one, not two, just one, that everybody would agree on. There's not. There's not one. You're not going to satisfy. So the money's not worth it. I'll tell you something I would like to maybe look into. We used to kind of do it. Let's pick out a time in the summer there sometime. And obviously with David being involved, it would probably be the hottest, most smoldering evening.
But you can guarantee some rain to cool.
Guarantee it'll rain. But maybe look into having just a singled out music night by itself. Now, music-wise, I don't know.
Well, and
I myself, all those bands, I even liked, I went to Nashville one night and watched, they had a band down there that was Motown. I loved it. But you bring that kind of band in, you're going to get a bunch of us old fogey people, a lot of the African-American people. The Hispanics ain't coming. Young people, my son and I was sitting at Chappie's today, and they had on Motown, and I was doing my best to sing, whatever you want to call it, caterwauling. He's like, Dad, I've never even heard of this. So the position you're in is not easy. And to answer your question, for that kind of money, no, I don't think you should even entertain it, because the people come to Fall Festival to come up there to walk around, look at things, the vendors, you know, I don't think it's worth the money myself. I don't know what the answer is, but I do know with such a diverse community, any kind of one particular music that you bring is not going to satisfy, I should say, everybody, so.
Well, music in the parks, if we were to host some of those are more manageable for us because most of those bands bring their own sound equipment, and it also takes the stage out of it. So that's a savings there. So actually, all we're paying for is the band. So that is more manageable for us.
We could
And actually,
still,
you draw the same bout. You'll probably draw a bigger crowd on something like that. When we used to have them, it would be generally we'd have 50 people. So we'd have more people watching that than you would at the Fall Festival.
couldn't we, if you did something like that, a music in the park, could we not, the city, could we not furnish the stage? Is that a big expense?
Well, if you remember, if you know the concrete pad back there at Pavilion B,
Yeah.
that's why years ago that was kind of formed and poured so we could host music back there. So we have an electrical outlet that will push all of that power required. And at the time, it was thought to host that in the evening when the sun goes down and then people sit kind of back in the trees a little bit. So we had decent turnouts there.
Yeah, I was there a couple of times, but maybe not even have this discussion about the music, so let's keep, in my opinion, Fall Festival, keep it to just that. If you want to do a radio station that's a very minimal charge, then, pick out one, that's willing to play some diverse music, if that's possible.
Well, you don't find too many of those.
You don't really find any of them. It's kind of up to the DJ and the radio station to play it, but, like I said, we live in a community to where
They're diverse.
very. What do you think, Mr. Kevin?
Yeah, like I said, to me, it's a no-brainer. I mean, I would go with the radio station and let them do all the advertising and all the pub, but we need to get out to it, because I think it's something to do with advertising. So people because I don't know any of those bands. I like music. All of them you just named, I don't know none of those. And I'm sure a lot of people around Laverne don't know. Well, some may not, but I don't know. They wouldn't attract me because I don't know them. So, like I said.
When you're sitting on your lawnmower, what kind of music you got in your iPods?
I don't wear iPods. I just think green, man. I just think green when I'm on that.
I get it. But that's something that you got till, so you got 9 months, Kathy, that's just our opinions. Certainly my opinion. You know me, I'm very opinionated, but and it seems no matter how hard you guys, how much heart and time you put into this, you're not going to make everybody happy. It's not going to happen. All right, any more discussion about the Fall Festival? I know they're hard to get, good ones. Is there any way to implement a food truck thing into that day out there somehow?
If we did a music in the park,
No, just
Or Fall
the
Festival.
Fall Festival, just more,
They have food trucks.
we have
I
several.
mean, more food. I'm talking about,
I think we had 18 last year.
Yeah, we
Oh,
generally
really?
try to
Yeah.
limit it to 2 of the same kind, so
Yeah.
they're not, you don't have 5 barbecue vendors and they're all competing and nobody's making money.
so if you have a music in the park, implement,
Just have a food truck
Food
or a
truck
couple
things
food
and-
trucks there for the audience. We could, yes.
I mean, just, we work hard, you guys
Yeah.
work hard on trying to get things for the community. It's not about the city, it's not about Parks and Rec, it's about the community, and that's a tough job.
And we've got such a diverse bunch of people that
Yeah.
it's kind of hard.
All right, so we'll move on to the, Lord, they've got us plumb up to December, the winter,
Well, there's a reason that's
the
on.
winter festival.
And it's because we want to keep you guys informed so you don't hear of something down the line and be like, well, we didn't know anything about that. We're on the Parks Board. So here's where we're at with the Winter Festival. 3 years ago, we tried something new. We were going to open up a crafts fair ahead of the Winter Festival. It is not working for us. It's not working for our vendors. We do not get the same vendors back because they're not selling enough the previous year. So the vendors we had this year, I'm not 100% sure any of them were repeat from last year. So our thought is, if it's not working for us, why keep putting forth the effort? Because we don't know what to do to make that better either. And we're looking at trying to remove that element out of it, but continue to keep everything else, the skating ring, the parade, the tree lighting. We're just not getting the feedback from the vendors that they want to come back.
I can see that mostly because of Mother Nature. This year was nice though, but
Yeah.
you're gonna try to get a hot chocolate and coffee truck up there.
We talked about going back to the senior center doing that as well. It was a little more intimate event, so we were gonna reach out to them tomorrow after today's discussion to see if they would do the cookies and the hot chocolate again. Because a lot of people this last year asked where the cookies and hot chocolate from the senior center were. They missed it. So we were gonna still do Santa's Village, snow rink, fireworks, tree lighting, parade, and then senior center.
I know me and Mrs. Skinner had to run security for Santa.
Yeah,
And that
it was
was,
very popular.
well, it wasn't the kids, it was the adults. Because they wanted to get in and out quickly, and they're like, just let my kid go through. And it was like, no, the line's back there.
And some of y'all may know some vendors that have set up at that craft fair before, and you can get some firsthand information from them to see how it went.
I don't think you have to ask them. I could see it, but I guess if they just wanted to, I'm sure you wouldn't say no to them.
I wouldn't say no if they wanted to come. I just, with the time, we have it from, excuse me, from 3 to 8, and with the parade being in the middle of that, it's just, the parade takes all the audience away from the vendors. You can't do it too much earlier, because then that stretches it out, and you're not gonna get the same people stay, or they're gonna wanna come around the parade, and not come out twice. And you can't have it much later, because it's cold after dark.
One thing I've noticed, it seems like we're getting the wrong vendors. It's like people selling jewelry and stuff like that, and not everybody is coming there to pick up
Well,
jewelry. And I don't know how to fix that. I'm just saying, like,
Right,
it just
it-
seems like it's the wrong group of people coming
it
out.
was originally plugged as Christmas gift items. Every item they sold needed to be a Christmas gift or Christmas-themed item. It could be Christmas wreaths, so forth. We had those the first couple of years, but without the sales, they didn't come back.
Yeah,
So at this point, it was, okay, if you want to attend, you're more than welcome.
yeah. That's all I'm saying. It just, I
Yeah.
remember, I went through all of them and looked at them, and I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah.
so,
Hot chocolate and cookies is good with me.
But I think if there's some way that we can have it like indoors. I know it's,
yeah, with the snow rink being in the park, it limits us to being able to move it anywhere else.
Right.
And that's part of the festival.
Yeah.
Because we had discussed that as well.
okay.
Speaking of the snow rink, Andrew, you were probably up there quite a bit. How'd it go this year?
We actually had probably 450, 500 participants this year, so it's definitely increased from over the previous years. So we got a lot more traction this year, and we did keep it open a few extra days back in beginning of January that we did have some families come out and use it that time also. So that's something we'll definitely do next January also, probably.
Sad to say, I didn't.
We didn't see you out there.
No, I couldn't hardly walk.
But yeah, we definitely had more participation this year than we've had in previous years.
Yeah.
Did Kevin come up and put on a display, or?
No, I was out of town.
He was out of town.
I was out of town. I was coming though.
I'm gonna put you on the spot. Miss Hope's already told me to put you on the spot for putting her on the spot about singing.
You didn't get her to sing.
No, but I didn't get none of this. Okay, any more questions about we'll be talking about this as, the year goes along, but every year I say the same thing, man, it'll be, I know it's January, but all this stuff will be here before we know it. All right, so I guess we'll move on to soccer. Who's that?
I'll-
I'm gonna turn that over to Andrew, but we hit you with two things that we're removing. Hopefully, he can shed some light on what we're gonna be adding.
You're taking the ball away?
What's that?
So you're taking the ball away?
Oh, they didn't renew their contract, the baseball softball league.
No, I just meant like,
Oh, no. He's got good news for you, hopefully.
So about a week and a half ago, I've been in talks with a organization to be named at a later date, but they are excited about coming to Laverne to host youth soccer on our baseball fields in the outfield. They have approximately 12 to 18 teams where they're operating right now, and they're running out of space. So if we can, or we're going to get all the legal work done, but we get the legal work done with the city, hopefully by August, we'll be able to have soccer August through October over at Veterans Park. So we're definitely moving forward once we get all the paperwork finalized on that aspect. I just got an email from them today saying they were excited about coming over here. So they're established, and they got a good name in the community, and I think it'll be a great fit for our city.
When he says 12 to 18 teams, that's what they currently have, so they are out of
They're out-
space.
Yeah.
But they will also open that up. It's local here anyway, but it'll be pushed out to Laverne families also. I think their concern is they're going to be scrambling to get coaches, because this is going to blow up. It's going to blow up on us.
Oh, it's gonna explode. So, before I start asking all my questions, y'all go ahead.
I'm not a big soccer fan, but I do get to come sometimes and watch them play. And I think if we can get somebody up here, we got kids that want to play soccer.
Miss Mary, what I know about soccer, you could put on the end of that ink pen. But what I know about kids and soccer, you couldn't fit in this building.
Oh, no.
So we looking at particular ages?
So right now, they currently operate, I believe, from 3-year-olds to 10-year-olds. So that's the foundation they're working with right now. Maybe in the future, they might be looking to expand, but at the moment, that's their age demographics. And that fits perfect for the park because we don't have a full-size regulation soccer field in Laverne that the city owns. So we're able to utilize our baseball fields with those age ranges.
So that makes me think of a good question, or I think so. Does like a 3 and 4-year-old, do they play on a smaller field than a 10-year-old?
Yes.
That I
Yeah,
know.
but it's just different dimensions for your age brackets. Even the goal sizes are different for each age division.
And I'm sure you all have talked about it, and I usually keep up with this, but I kind of been out of source. What's your tentative plan for the parks up there?
As far as soccer goes,
As far as fencing and,
they're going to be playing on our existing baseball fields because, the current league didn't renew their contract. So we have an organization, a homeschool organization that's going to use a couple of fields on the front. This organization seems to think they could use two fields on the back, possibly 3. We may dedicate one whole complex to them so we can kind of rotate them in and out so they're not beating the field up all the time. But according to him, he thinks he can get at least 2 junior-sized fields on one outfield.
So you plan on using front and back baseball fields
Yes.
until we get an RFP out for baseball and softball, or what?
Somewhere down the line, this organization may step off into that also. So
Okay.
we really haven't kind of in the department discussed the baseball, softball because we knew it wasn't coming this year. So our main attention turned to soccer.
Okay.
If we can get soccer in here. I don't have an answer to baseball, softball. I don't know if that's ever going to be successful here. I just, it's hard for the Parks Department to say that, but I don't know what the winning combination.
I think it's a realistic statement, David, because of, because of our diverse community. And soccer is, where it's at, but I think, maybe instead of us going chasing it this time, I think it'll come to us.
Well, the one good thing I will say about soccer is, as far as our department goes and their organization goes, there's way less moving parts to this thing. We don't have to track money. We don't have to chase money down. They don't have to wait on us to prep fields, so it takes a whole lot of that legwork out of it. They don't host tournaments. They don't turn a profit. They don't owe us any money. We don't owe them any money. It's just kind of more like a partnership that's working together instead of us having to schedule our staff 3-4 weekends out of the summer to host tournaments. This kind of take that out of it. And I think our community is going to get a way bigger benefit on the front end for trying to make soccer work than it would be at this point with a baseball, softball league. Not saying we want to get away from that. At some point, we'd definitely like to revisit it. We'd almost have to. But in our tenure here, it hasn't been very successful.
So they're gonna furnish their own goals, their own striping?
So what we've discussed currently is the materials that they have now. If they were to come in the fall, they would have their own goals, and they would initially line out the fields themselves. Our staff at the park would come back in and paint the fields weekly, but they would be supplying the product this year. Now, in the future, that might change if they were
Right.
to.
I'm excited. I'm glad we're getting started because I think it'll grow like wildfire. What about the concession stands?
They do not have any concession stands usage, so they come.
So all you gotta do is open up the
They
bathrooms.
come in. This organization has a paid representative that stays on site with all teams, coaches, the entire time that something's happening. So that individual is the one that's responsible for locking up the bathrooms, opening the facilities, things of that nature.
And what about our legal team? Are they,
They have been notified, and everything that they have sent back with us has been positive.
good? Well, I'm excited. I know I've been wanting it for a long time. I hate about the other, but it just doesn't seem like kids, and I'm not picking on Kevin, but if we had more Kevins as far as volunteering, coaching and things like that, things would be good, but we don't, so we have to move on, All right, I'm excited about that. Stay tuned. We'll be watching. Anybody else got any questions about soccer? And now workshops, I don't know what that is, so I'll just turn that over to whoever.
That's going to be Kathy and Molly, I think.
All right.
Oh, Molly, all right, Molly, step up to the microphone.
So we have been, she won't. We have been discussing maybe offering some workshops out of the multipurpose building quarterly, free to the public. So a woodworking workshop, back to the basics, auto care workshop, just different things free to the public that different age groups. So the woodworking could be for kids, like the local hardware store does build a birdhouse or whatever. And then the auto would be the teenage driver age group, show them how to change oil, check their oil, change a tire, just basics that they might not already know.
Man, I know a bunch of people that need that.
Yeah, and then some other ideas we can come up with. So right now, we're looking to maybe do it quarterly on a Friday at the multipurpose, maybe starting at 6 o'clock, and then however long it takes for each individual workshop.
So you're gonna set up like stages? Or,
State as far as the auto or
I mean, if you're doing all that inside of the multipurpose, are you gonna have like a different,
well,
what's
it'll
the
be
word? A booth?
one workshop each session. So the first one's probably going to be the woodworking.
okay,
So,
I got
right,
you.
yeah, because we'll probably do one a quarter. So the woodworking, we have somebody in the department that could show them how to build a birdhouse or a wooden toolbox, whatever kit we decide on. And then the next one, somebody else, it would be outside, so that one's not going to be in March, with nicer weather to show how to do maintenance on a vehicle, just for the ones that have never been shown that would know how to take care of it themselves. And
You
then
got people lined up for these things?
we haven't, this is the first, we've looked into it, but we've not talked to the public about it. We're bringing it to you first.
Oh, I bet there'd be several people that would volunteer to even the high school and, yeah.
We have the city mechanic, he's agreed to do the basic auto.
Thomas, that's a good one.
And one of our staff can do the kind of wood shop. We may try to partner with other departments within the city at some point, maybe the fire hall, just kind of get them over there. Kids love fire engines and stuff like that, maybe the library one night. So, yeah, we're kind of kicking around different ideas. It's something we had thought about several years ago when the Parks Department thought we were going to take over the police substation, and then that kind of went to the wayside. So this is another idea. Our building's not really renting 100% of the time anyway. So Kathy wanted to kind of offer something back, and she kind of felt bad because she wanted to get rid of music. And she was like, I got to replace it with something.
It's just something else to offer to the public.
I think that's awesome,
I think that's
Kathy.
good.
Whoever came up with that, have you, do other cities offer that?
I've not looked at it to see, honestly.
I don't think so.
I don't think they do. I know a lot of cities have contractors that offer. A lot of cities don't even do the events we do. They have outside organizations that host a lot of their events.
Kevin can come over and teach them how to sharpen lawnmower blades and check oil. And I'm gonna keep you busy.
Yeah, I see. It's good.
No, I think that's great. I think there's a lot to that because, man, I know when my kids were young, I taught them how to change tires, check the oil, power steering, you know. I'm sure our guests in the audience ain't got a clue about what we're talking about, so. No, I think that's a great idea.
This is things that they used to have in schools.
Things we need to bring back.
Yeah,
They don't have that in schools anymore.
good common sense thing. All right.
We could have a cursive writing
I
class
know, that's
one
what I was
night,
thinking.
or balancing check.
Buddy, I would be,
Right there.
I'm terrible. I didn't know how bad I was. I really didn't.
All I can do is write cursive. I can't print. You can't read my printing.
Yeah.
I can hardly sign my name. I've forgotten how to make letters. All right, so let's move on to the next one, movies.
Okay, so because of the weather with our movies having to cancel for wind and rain,
yeah.
we have purchased a drop-down movie screen for the multipurpose building. So we're going to start hosting movies out of the multipurpose building as well.
Well, that'd be great.
And we'll probably start with maybe a summer series like we did a few years ago for when the kids are out of school, maybe one a month, for June, July, and August.
Can we put some stuff to help with echo in there?
Baby steps. We got a movie screen.
I don't think that stuff's that expensive.
Yeah, the acoustics in there is not good for
It's not-
music,
yes,
but, you know, people just, you know,
Yeah. So,
that's great. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
It's a good idea. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
play a movie, get a bunch of kids in there.
Oh, I know. We've had it at the school the last couple times, but it is, so, it's such a big gymnasium, and for the crowd that we get, we can easily host them out of the multipurpose building.
Do you get a big crowd?
I mean, last time we got about maybe 40 people.
So there again, this is just my opinion. You can run with it. I think you should pick out a movie that is in Spanish and make sure we get it advertised. And the Hispanic kids, parents would come to that, because even though the kids speak English, the parents do not, but they're the ones that have to get the kids to the movie. And they're not going to bring them if they don't understand them. And I think that it's time that we start catering to the diversity of we can't do it for everybody, because we probably got 25 different ethnics in the city, but I'd like to see our children, and I think that'd be a good place to maybe talk about soccer.
Start recruiting.
Well, just putting it out there, because, there again, those parents understand it. To whereas a parent like me or grandparent, I come watch the kids have fun, run and have fun and sweat, but as far as what's going on, it's like hockey. I support the Preds. I love that the people are flocking, but I don't know anything about hockey. And I'm not afraid to admit it. So any questions, concerns, comments? All right, as you all know, I have changed the meetings. If you get mad at anybody, it's all on me. It's not got nothing to do with the city or the mayor. It's all me. So our next meeting will be March. I've decided to start having them every other month, unless there is something that maybe we need to meet about. Molly will send us a thing, and we'll try to make a special meeting, but every other month. So our next meeting will be March 17th, 2025. With that, I'll call this meeting adjourned.
Stand back, sir.